Los Angeles has been experiencing wildfires for I think a very long time. Like that's always been a thing out here, but I think that what's happening now with these fires is unprecedented.
Yeah.
Communities have been destroyed. It's been a lot of just heartbreak around the city to start off the year, which is really really terrible. And I guess first like condolences to anyone who lost family, lost pets, anything like that. Obviously, having to rebuild your home and all that stuff is that's a situation that you pray no one has to go through, and the fact that it decimated communities, not just individual people, is crazy.
Yeah. Anyone displaced,
Yeah,
anybody that lost important sentimental property, anyone that doesn't know where they're going to live, or maybe doesn't know where they're going to stay for a couple weeks. Like, it's like there's no easy end to this. Just because you have insurance or you have money doesn't make this less like devastating. Like, I think that's a bad narrative that's being spun online. I think loss in this fire is traumatic to anyone that experienced it.
yeah, and shout out to first responders and everyone that's like, it's like an unspeakable task that they're up against, but I think that they're doing a great job. And obviously something that's been highlighted is obviously like the incarcerated people that are on the front lines doing all this stuff. Shout out to them. You would hope that the system rewards them accordingly for what they're doing, putting their lives on the line and doing this type of stuff. But yeah, I think that the narrative about like it really only being rich people it's lazy. But I think that like the part that really breaks my heart is of course and I say the community wrong, but Adelina or
Altadena?
Altadena out in Pasadena. That's the first black community that was established out in LA. That has been decimated, burned to the ground. That's history. Those are 80-year-olds who have dealt with racism, unimaginable, just like conflict and just trying to like live and raise a family out here. And they built an amazing, like thriving community. And now when you think that everything is okay, you kind of like are seeing the fruits of your labors. Now everything's taken away from you. So it sucks on so many different levels. But I think that LA is going to come together. And I think that it's really, really dope that a lot of public figures, celebrities, and people who may have been affected by this fire, but do have the ability to rebuild their lives as well as contribute to the community, have really stepped up and spoken out and been like, what can I do?
Yeah.
How can I help? So we have to lean on each other in this time, especially, you know?
I've been a little bit disappointed in the media coverage of the fires. 'Cause I feel like even I had like a little bit of like misinformation about, or I wouldn't even say misinformation, but I did not really even know what was going on in Pasadena. Because I felt like they were, not that they shouldn't, but they were covering the Palisades and Malibu a lot. And Pasadena was getting no coverage. Altadena was getting no coverage.
Yeah.
So, and as somebody that's not, obviously y'all are not from here, but I'm not even from the West Coast. I didn't even know about Altadena. I didn't know that neighborhood existed. And yeah, I just feel like people outside of the West Coast would be a little bit more engaged if they understood like that. Again, it wasn't all rich people. Not that it matters, but I think people would be more engaged if they understood the history of what was going on.
Yeah, and I think people are there's only so much you can do from afar. Like I think that the biggest thing that you could do is obviously like spread resources for the people that you know on the West Coast and in LA, and then obviously like donate and things like that. But other than that, like this is like because this is a natural disaster. Those are like the few things that it's like we have very little control over this now as it's happening. Now, there's a conversation to be had about what preemptive measures could have been taken to prevent this,
Yeah.
and do stuff before. And now that once everything gets handled and everything gets put out, what are we going to do after to make sure that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
That's what you hope is going to be the action that the rest of the like United States can help contribute to. What is it a government thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of
I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I've heard like some conversation about it, but I mean, yeah, just pray for LA. Really, is I feel like all you can really say to anyone that's not here, and if you are here, just make sure to donate if you have extra clothes lying around, and be nice to people.
Yeah.
Like definitely. From a music perspective, obviously, it's really really sad just knowing a lot of like great studios have been destroyed now.
Yeah.
And just places where legendary projects have been recorded. I think Nicki's studio out in Malibu got destroyed. I think the studio out there that Don Toliver recorded his album at got destroyed. It's
I know Baby Kobe was talking about his studio.
Yeah, that's the one that's the same one.
That
Don
yeah.
and him had worked at.
Yep.
That shit is trash, bro. I don't know. But yeah, you hope that people aren't doing shit either. like I don't think shows and shit. Like I saw Underground Sounds had to like postpone their show and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know where I feel on that because it's like I don't necessarily feel like nobody's allowed to have fun because there's this natural disaster. I kind of think some of that stuff that you might have been looking forward to and already having tickets to could maybe even take some of this burden off. But I would encourage everyone in LA or the greater LA area to find a way to help. You know what I mean? There is a really strong bond of community that's going on right now. And, I hadn't really helped for the first 4 days of the disaster. It was more worrying about yourself, packing your bag, figuring out if you're going to do evacuate. But today I finally got the chance to really help out and like drive from donation center to donation center and just kind of allocate resources and help build packs. And it's a really cool thing you can do for yourself and your community to be involved in something like this. When the place that has given you so much needs something and you're able to like give back in any way possible. I think there are just so many different places that need volunteers or donations. So, if you're in Southern California, find a way to do your part.
Yeah, definitely. There's stuff everywhere. It's really, really easy. Because I just had bags that were honestly packed for like Goodwill.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And it's like now like I can actually be purposeful and direct with who I'm giving this shit to,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for like organizations to like, if you were gonna do an event, maybe you postpone it and do something else. Maybe like if you have the resources or you're connected to people that have resources or have roots in the area, maybe like find a way to tap into like those organizations and be a part of what they have going on.
Yeah.
Or encourage your following to do the same.
I think I think you gotta chill on doing shit for like 2 weeks. Just to like, you know what I mean? Like I think this week people were like figuring shit out and actually like dealing with it happening. I think like next week, like it's like, okay, this is what you hope that the fires get fully put out by like next week. And like you can be like, okay, this is the damage now. Where can we move forward? How can we like benefit things? Because there could be things like, okay, if you're gonna do a concert here, let's give some of the proceeds to like actually help rebuild this place that we're now benefiting off of.
Yeah, I'm all
shit.
for that.
Yeah,
but like I'm gonna do what I can to help, and I'm gonna be respectful. But am I gonna be disappointed if Cat Williams on Friday night cancels? Absolutely, I'm very much so looking forward to that show, and I don't feel any sort of
for sure.
guilt about going out next Friday and having fun for a show that I'm excited. You know what I mean? Like
I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I also, maybe you're speaking differently, but I just meant more like on some like, not that people can't have fun. I just mean that like if you have an event, like I feel like Underground Sound, right, for example, or maybe anybody that had a show, like there's probably a lot of kids that were gonna go there that were affected by it, especially if they live on the east side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think being respectful of them and not doing a large gathering and then tapping into what's going on and helping out and then like postponing your event for later so that, people
exactly.
because a lot of music people were affected too. That live in like Studio City and stuff.
And like I just feel like imagine like you continuing on with everything and like all the stories get posted and everyone's having a great time. And like, if you're going to go to the show, you should have a good time, and enjoy it. But then like you can't go and you've been affected by this. And now you're looking at the story and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is terrible. But that was also more for like you said, like this week. Like I think next week, like doing stuff like, yeah.
Yeah. But this stuff isn't on individuals anyway, to be honest. So
It's not.
You got to do what you got to do, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're going to be feeling the effects of this for a while because like award season's coming up and shit like that. Like it does feel like to me, there's going to be a bit of a cloud around LA for a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, just economically, if we're talking about like the price of goods in the United States with Donald Trump coming into office next week, who has been very vocal about like a heavy tariff on Chinese imports.
Oh, yeah.
So we're decreasing the amount of domestic imports, and our biggest domestic economy now is faltering, shut down partially. Maybe some of the stock is burned. You know what I mean? I do wonder what it's going to do for the price of building materials, the price of raw goods in the United States,
Yeah. I think that just hopefully people are contributing to LA and understanding what's going on, and are at least like pooling resources from because again, I'm the last person to know what's going on politically, but I would hope the government is providing support. But then I'm scrolling like on Twitter and they're like, what happens after a tragedy, and like they're walking step by step through what an individual might have to do to like rebuild their life after everything's been destroyed. And it's like, this is going to be years of like all these people trying to figure out what they're going to do with their lives going forward. And again, like there was people from all different economic statuses, I think, affected by this issue. So
Yeah, it's crazy because you think about like, okay, let's assume everybody has the best house insurance you can buy, which is obviously not the case. That still is a huge problem. What do we do? Well, we're putting these fires out and like rebuilding all these houses. Where do all these people go?
well, yeah, everyone has to wait on like, and then I think everyone has to wait on like FEMA right now, right?
I don't know FEMA.
That's like federal emergency aid.
Oh, okay.
So like that's what happens whenever there's a natural disaster. Like they come in and like help like allocate funds, and like you do get some support, but you can't do anything until they like everything's finished, you know? And
Yeah.
then they get all their shit together and figure out how much they can contribute.
I was talking to my friend today who comes from a family in Pasadena that they have money, you know what I mean? They can like go figure something out. But she's like, yeah, my like older parents now are like they can't go to their house for 3 months. It didn't burn down, but it's one of the few standing. And like they just cannot return to their house for 3 months and they don't know what to do. They haven't been in this situation in so long. And obviously that's one of the better situations that you can be in, but it's still really hard.
Yeah.
To be an older person that's lived somewhere forever, to now be like, okay, we have to go find somewhere else to live and a way to continue to live our lives, you know?
Yeah, this camera's off.
Nice.
I do have like a question for y'all, and I don't know if it's too early to be asking this, but what do you think, if any, is the responsibility? Because obviously the West Coast had such a big year last year, right? Musically, specifically in hip hop and rap. What do you think is the responsibility of these artists right now to speak up, to, you know, help push donation causes forward, or do they not have a responsibility? And do you think that this is going to translate into the music scene at all?
I don't think it matters what they do publicly. You just hope that they're doing things. I think that everyone was shaken up by it. I think realistically, probably a lot of them are the people who had their houses burned down, to be honest, and lost a lot of shit considering the communities that got hit. So like, I don't expect a lot of public messages. I think just, you know, you hope that they're doing their part in the communities, rebuilding, donating whatever they can. Like you saw, like AD like plays for the Lakers, and he donated like $20,000 to help one of the employees at the Staples Center rebuild their home. You know, I think just do that type of stuff.
Yeah, this one feels more like I would like to see you make a financial contribution than some of the other issues we've had in the past where it's almost like you have an opportunity or a responsibility to be a voice. This one, it's like, we all kind of know this sucks. Just give some money. These people need money. They need resources. I would, yeah, I don't know if I need to see it publicly. I don't think it would be a bad look if you're going to do like a benefit concert or, you know, come out and say all proceeds are going. I'd love to see, honestly, LA natives. I'd love to see Kendrick do something like that. Hey, benefit concert, $5, whatever. All proceeds go here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're still in it, and it's still super early, and like all the fires need to be extinguished before we get to that point.
That's a fact.
It's just something that's been on my mind because of the year that the West Coast had like earlier, and to transition into the first week of 2025 and it be this crazy. I'm just wondering, like, you know, we're seeing how it's affecting the artist community. I do wonder moving forward, like, what the response looks like. But I think it might be a little early, and we do have to get through this period of time first.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, yeah, LA it's shitty, but you know, we'll continue to move forward. We'll continue to build, and you know, just like Spencer said, do all you can if you're out here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is an LA-based podcast. Did you guys have anything wild happen? Any wild experiences? You know, the day
we had the fire alarm go off in our apartment, like, because the Sunset Fire happened, and like that's the only one that was really near us.
Now the
And
Sunset
obviously-
Fire was scary.
Well, yeah, fuck the niggas who are starting fires.
Yeah.
That's the real crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
all right,
if you-
wait. Was that confirmed? Started by somebody?
Yeah.
I don't think it's confirmed.
I think it's like 90% at this point accepted that was not a regular fire.
Really?
Because someone had videotaped it starting, and they're like, yo, what's happening? Because it didn't look like it was something that like blew over from there. It just looked,
Interesting.
they saw it from a small, from when it was small. But That one,
Small
and then
fire.
the
Put it
Kenneth,
out.
the Kenneth.
So
one.
it's not
no, it was like
confirmed.
up the hill,
Oh god.
and then the Kenneth one was confirmed started by someone though.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
they keep talking about arsonists, but I'm like, I don't know. The timing just seems convenient. I'm not sure.
No, I think that there's niggas who are. I think there's people who are sick in the head, bro. Because there's even been other people who have like literally been like starting fires and just they get put out quickly, obviously. And it's like, what are you doing? But like, there's literally just dumbasses out here. But yeah, when that happened, and our alarm went off because we had already had bags packed. Osei had you left at that point yet or no?
No, but my bag was packed.
Osei was ready to leave instantly.
Yeah.
He was
no.
out.
I was out, bro. We went to the roof and we saw Runyon on fire, and I was like, yeah, it's over.
I wasn't
out.
trying to leave, bro. I was not trying to leave. Like I was scared, and obviously I packed and I was prepared, but I did not want to have to go through all that, bro.
Yeah.
That was gonna be stressful.
I was driving some deliveries and I had to pick my girlfriend up from work. And I accepted one too many deliveries where I was gonna be like mad late because they had me going all the way up in the hills. It was the day of the fire. It was Thursday. So I didn't really know how serious it was. But so I'm driving all the way up in the hills. It's probably like 4. I'm supposed to get her at like 4. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be like 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
And I go around this little bend where there's this overlook and I see a fire. Like with my eyes, I see the flames and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, that's the Palisades. That's Santa Monica. I'm like, oh my God, is this one extra delivery going to be the reason my girlfriend burns in this fire? I immediately turned around and skirted to Santa Monica as fast as I could on the 10. Again, you look right on the 10 on Thursday towards Santa Monica. Flames, bro. You're seeing the fire.
Oh, did I show you the text messages?
No.
I'm calling out my entire basketball team right now. Not my
so
whole
funny.
basketball team.
So
These
funny.
niggas are. We play basketball in Santa Monica on Tuesdays at 1:30 p.m. But like while the fires are starting, everyone's like, "This is confirmed bad." I'm like, guys, this game is canceled, right? And they're like, I didn't get an email. We're all going. I'm like, all right, whatever, right? It gets to like 5 and like, all right, now they're evacuating people. Like we're right outside the evacuate. Like we're like probably like 5 blocks away from the evacuation zone. I'm like, guys, we should not play. This basketball game's not going to happen. We're not going to do this, right? They're like, Miles, stop capping, bro. They send a picture of the map. They're like, look, we're not even in the evacuation zone. We're right there, though, bro. It's in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Drive all the way there, of course, just to like, I'm low-key knowing it's going to get canceled. But I'm going to prove a point. As soon as I pull up in park, game got canceled. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas are stupid, bro. I told you this was going to happen. That was the most annoying thing of the entire fire situation.
Driving to the evacuation zone.
I was like, why are
To
we
not
doing
play a
this?
game.
This is nonsensical. Osei wasn't even with us in the trenches.
Osei got out of here.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? What do you mean?
We had the scary night together.
Yeah.
You know, your house came to my house. We all played a nice board game, drank some wine.
Yeah, but you know, y'all live like we live 10 minutes from you.
You
so
did.
like,
Osei
what,
dipped out to San Diego.
what was I gonna do?
Osei
10
ran off to
minutes.
San Diego.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Amazing trip. I didn't even really tell you how that happened.
No.
Because I was already floating the idea of San Diego. My bag was packed. The fire alarm went off. I was like, all right, bet. Like, I think I packed the rest of my stuff. I packed all my
We
stream
knew Osei was
equipment.
gonna leave.
I packed my laundry, even the dirty laundry. I was like, that's going in the car just in case. You know what I mean? I packed all the essentials. Like, everything in my room that I was like, I would miss if it caught on fire, I packed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm ready to leave. And out of the blue, Sean calls me. And I'm like, yo, what's good? Da, da, da. He was like talking about the fire. I was like, yeah, I'm about to dip out to San Diego. He's like, wait, hold up. I'm trying to come through. I'm like, all right, bet. Come through. I got room in the car. Let's go. Sean comes over to our crib. He has a bag packed. He throws in the back. We hit San Diego that night. Get some tacos. It's a great night, man. Shout out Taco El Gordo in San Diego. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I went there.
No, you went there, yeah.
It got a lot of hype. It's all right.
I mean, I had a great.
It's good. Like,
I had
it's
a great
good.
quesadilla, man.
It's good.
It's no Leo's?
Leo's is the best, bro. I
Leo's-
wasn't crazy at Leo's yesterday.
And King Taco is also slept on the east side.
Wait, so these are all downtown? Oh, that's the east side.
Leo's is
So like near
everywhere.
like La Jolla? I love La Jolla.
I'm talking about LA tacos.
Oh, never mind.
And La
never mind.
Jolla is not the east side. That is a beach.
Is that so? What? That's west.
Yo, we're on the West Coast, bro.
Yo,
What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
get confused, bro. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This guy-
That
this
was
guy.
crazy.
Yeah, that's. we're gonna be okay. I hope.
Yeah, we diverted. Prayers.
Pray for everybody.
Yeah.